The Elder Scrolls Online is celebrating its 11th birthday this month, which also means the return of a fan favorite event, that being the ESO Anniversary Jubilee celebration. It begins today, April 3rd at 10 a.m. Eastern and goes all the way until April 22nd at 10 a.m. Eastern. This event, like the Pan-Tamriel celebration that we had earlier this year, is a celebration of all things ESO, and it's an excellent time to hop in and grab some rewards as well as take advantage of the double XP. My name's Doc, and I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about this year's Jubilee event. Once the event goes live, which should be about a few hours from the time of posting this video, you can head into the Crown Store and pick up the For Cake's Sake quest to actually begin the event. Once you follow the quest steps and complete the quest, you'll gain access to the 2025 Jubilee Cake, which will be found in the Tools section of your collectibles. Make sure to do this quest because that cake is actually how you get event tickets. You can eat the cake once per day per account to get 3 event tickets. I'll discuss more about what you can actually spend those tickets on whenever we get to the rewards section, but for now, once you've got your event tickets for the day, now it's time to go earn some loot boxes. This event has a ton of ways you can earn boxes, and you can see all of those ways listed on screen right now. As you can tell, that is a lot of different ways to earn boxes. The first time you accomplish one of these tasks in a day, you'll get a golden loot box, and every time you complete one of them after that, you'll get a purple box. Speaking of tickets and boxes, let's go ahead and talk about these rewards and what you'll actually get out of these boxes. So like I mentioned in the Jesters Festival event, I'm not really an expert on the in-game economy, so I can't say for sure if there's anything that will make you rich, but I'd keep an eye out for the new items like the Worm Cult Hunter style and the new furnishings, as new things do tend to sell pretty well. So in our gold loot boxes, here's what we have. I'm personally really excited about those crafting material drops. I know it doesn't seem like much, but if the drops are similar to the Pan-Tamriel event, you could get stuff like Potent Nirncrux or Perfect Row out of these, so I'd just keep an eye out for those rare materials. And here's everything we can get in the purple boxes. I imagine the majority of people are going to be chasing some of those furnishings, either for gold or just for their house. Again, I don't know if any of them will make you rich, but hey, some of the new stuff this year looks pretty cool, so I may try to grab a couple furnishings myself. Next, we'll go over the vendors, starting with our friend the Impresario. Here is everything that they have in their inventory. Some pretty cool stuff in there, and considering how many event tickets that we can get our hands on during this event, it'd definitely be worth picking up some of the stuff from here. I also want to take a second and focus on the Bag of Jubilee Yesteryear, because this acts as sort of a catch-up mechanic if you've maybe missed previous year's Jubilee events, and you can see everything that this contains on screen right now. Note that if you have every single collectible from previous years already, the bags will just drop group repair kits. Up next is our good friend the Event Merchant, and here's everything they're selling. Also some pretty cool stuff in here, and again, we'll have plenty of tickets to spend, so go nuts, my friends. Finally, in the rewards section, we have the Indrik vendor, and here's everything they're selling. And also remember that the Indrik vendor can only be found in Belkarth, found in Craglorn. I know my Indrik enthusiasts are probably pretty excited considering how long this event is running for, so go out there, get yourself some Indrik stuff. Also, this is where I'd talk about Crown Store stuff. I haven't really seen much about it. I don't know if maybe I missed it or whatever, so just keep an eye out for Crown Store stuff as well, but I don't really have any information about that. And finally, let's talk about my personal recommendations for how to farm these rewards. I want to give a quick disclaimer before I talk about this. So during the Pan-Tamriel event, a lot of people were having issues farming due to things like cooldown timers on the boxes, only rewarding a certain number of people, and things like world bosses and dolmens, etc. I do not know if ZOS is planning on addressing those issues this time around, or if we will still need to get creative with farming boxes. I am going to post these tips with the assumption that those things will not be an issue, but if they are, you might need to find alternative ways to farm. Speaking of the Pan-Tamriel event, the items that are only found in specific activities have made a return, and you can see all of them on screen right now. Even if you already have all of these things, most of the methods of acquiring them are honestly still really good ways to farm boxes or XP, so let's talk about them. Number 1 is good old fishing. While there aren't any curated fishing drops or anything like that this time around, to my knowledge, you do have a very rare chance to find the true flame sword replica while fishing. If you have fishing related achievements like Master Angler or an Alliance Fisherman, then you have a higher chance of acquiring that sword. Keep in mind, you won't really be getting any boxes from fishing, but if you're just looking for something rare, you may just find it if you go fishing. Next is base game Dolmens. So in nearly every zone you can find some sort of incursion event. Well, base game Dolmens are by far the easiest and the fastest of those incursion events, and they have a very rare chance to drop the Staff of Worms replica. Those chances can be increased further if you have some of the anchor-related achievements. Keep in mind that while the Alikir Dolmen grind will definitely be the fastest, it will also be the most populated. If you're logging on during peak hours and find that you can't get any boxes from doing the Alikir Dolmen grind, maybe try heading into a different zone to farm some Dolmens there. Next is the Vvardenfell world bosses. If you head into Vvardenfell, aka Morrowind, and farm some world bosses there, not only will you get boxes, but you'll also have a very rare chance of getting both the Sunara replica, I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, and the Barbus helmet replica. Those chances can be increased further with the Defender and Savior of Morrowind achievements. While I find that Morrowind world bosses aren't too difficult to solo, I also imagine that you won't be alone while you're doing this. Next up we have Abyssal Geysers. So found in Summerset, Abyssal Geysers are an incursion event that have a very rare chance to drop the Ulvor staff replica. These chances can be increased further with the Abyssal Devastator and Savior of Summerset achievements. Much like the Dolmens, Abyssal Geysers will probably be pretty packed, so it may not be quite as easy to get boxes from this as some of the other methods on this list, but definitely still worth farming. Also, remember to do your daily writs. Remember that turning in daily quests is one of the ways that you can earn boxes. Well, writs are a very quick and easy way to turn in some daily quests. Not to mention that writs can be done on multiple characters. So, my people, with 5, 10, 15, or even 20 characters, you are about to be swimming in reward boxes. And finally, just a friendly reminder that you can farm some XP during this. Just wanted to put a little tidbit in here and remind you guys that this is also a double XP event. And it's a long time for double XP, so take advantage of it if you're trying to do some leveling. And remember that you can increase those XP gains even further. All the methods of farming that we've already talked about aren't bad ways to get XP. Of course, if you don't care about boxes, you can just use some mob farming to level up. Whether that's Sentinel Beach, Skyreach, Spellscar, or even Black Rose Prison, mob farming will be among the best ways to take advantage of the double XP in the game. And there we have it. That's everything you need to know about ESO's Jubilee celebration in 2025. I apologize if I didn't go quite as in-depth into some of these topics. I'm trying to keep the video at a relatively reasonable length. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Let me know what you'll be getting up to during the Jubilee event and if there are any specific items that you're looking for. I want to give a special thanks to ESO Hub for the screenshots that you guys saw in this video, and I'll link their website in the description if you want to go check out the written guide. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my link tree in the description so you can follow me on stuff and join my Discord server. As usual, I also want to thank my Patreon members Dylan Stewart and Sharni Lee, as well as my YouTube member Austin Anderson. Thank you guys for your continued support, and it means the world. Finally, I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others, make sure to wish ESO a happy birthday, and I will catch y'all in the next one.